everyone, it's your favorite friendly neighborhood psychic and spiritual medium, Lanna K. And I'm doing this video today because I woke up and was another school shooting had occurred, and possibly with explosives and all kinds of horrible things going on in our schools. And what do we do as a society? What does that say about us as a society? And why are these children getting a hold of guns and explosives? How is that possible? I don't get it. And I can't really see a child as a mass murderer. Even though that they plan this stuff out, even though that they go kill somebody, there is still some shred of innocence in them. So I don't understand. So I wanted to get on here and do a reading, because I think that this has to do with mental illness and how we overlook mental illness in our country and how we label people as being crazy and don't know how to deal with them and push it under the rug or give them a prescription to dull them down and dull down the senses and trap a person into their body, into their mind. And I just feel like there is an attack on family values, and that children don't get to spend the quality time with their parents. They don't get to be guided like they used to. And the family structure is struggling because, fathers abandon their children and mothers have to work, and there is no one there to guide the child. And there is no structure, and you have media, they have their phones, they have their games, and they have all this mental distraction and negative imagery of violence and all that, and it does not play well in the when you are not connected and when you're not centered in your heart and you're in your mind. Your mind can go pretty far. So what do and I just want to know what is going on with the suspected shooter, who was suspected to be a student. I haven't watched news since about 1 this afternoon, so and I'm recording this at 4. So, but I wanted to do a reading to see what tarot has to say about what is going on with this young man or young men, and all right. Well, I see that in this reading, that he was not grounded. He was not grounded at all. He wanted so much to fit in. This is the Three of Cups, the foundation. And it's community. It's trying to be a part of something. And he just couldn't fit in with people. And he was blocked, holding on to something. and he was very in his mind. This is Seven of Cups. This is being delusional. This is having lots of mental imbalances, mental blocks, and just being in a fantasy world. And so that was what I picked up on psychically, is that he has, maybe some schizophrenia. And he has a lot of bad memories in school. So he may have seemed to be bullied at school or made fun of, and he just wanted to get back at them. So let me look a little deeper into the situation. Okay, so I want to read into more of him being not fitting in, feeling that he fit in. Okay. All right. So, he had a lot of emotional issues, and people didn't really like him particularly. And his thoughts in the Seven of Cups. And there is a woman in reverse, the Queen of Cups. So this might represent his mother. He might have longed for his mother, and his mother might have been having to work a couple jobs and too busy to pay attention to him and the bullying that he was going through. Let's see. How can we heal as a society? How can we help our children? How can we, that's what I want to ask the courts, how can we help our children from doing something so incredibly devastating? Let's see what the tarot has to say. Okay, so what I get from this, we have Gaia, and to me that is to connect them more with nature. We need to be taking our children outside. We need to be getting them off of limiting their time on the internet, on social media. We need to get them back to nature, because this is causing a big imbalance. And we need to be letting them just go outside and run around, and we need to stop feeding them delusions, feeding them the fantasy games and the war games, the everything. We're not always honest with our kids. We're not honest about sex. We're not honest about Santa Claus. We give them stories about the Easter Bunny and stuff like that, and Santa Claus, and when we need to be honest with them. They're smarter than what we think they are, So maybe it's time that we stop bullshitting, having a bullshit relationship with our kids, and actually sit down and get to know them, and actually see who they are as individuals instead of your descendants, because they're people too. And Six of Spirals is get that family together, that community, and keep that open dialogue going. And we got another spiral, and it's get out of the house. It's in reverse. Get out of the house. Get out of your cave. go do something with your children. To all come together and be a happy family. Be a happy community. Love each other. See, this is a human. Well, this is a person. It's a lion. It's a lamb. Okay? These are all different beings, but they're all coexisting. That's what we have to do. We have to allow ourselves to be full of diversity and accept the differences that we are. And stop picking on people because they're different, because they're male or they're female or they're Christian or they're Muslim or they're pagan. None of that makes any bit of difference. What you do or what they do and how they pray or how they see life, that is theirs. That is their freedom to do. So, something to think about. Let's send lots of love and light to the families, to the victims, to even the shooter, and let's hope that there is a spotlight. There is an outcry let's get back to helping our children and giving them a structure, letting them feel safe, letting them trust, and let's start delving into real solid relationships so that when something is not right, we will know and we will be able to handle it step by step by step. So I just wanted to get on my soapbox, give you that reading, and give you some information from tarot wisdom, my rant. Thank you for letting me share with you. Have a blessed and beautiful one. Namaste.